Hello everybody, welcome back. Brandon C here, coming at you from High Tone Fitness in Gastonia. Got another push-pull routine for you today. Now I do warm up with some bands and a little bit of push work from the ground, just different variations of push-ups before I get over to the bench here. But just warming up. We're doing 12 sets. For this warm-up, I was just doing until 12 felt heavy, hard to get to. Once that happened, I realized I was at some working weight. So these first two sets went to 12 and then started going down from there. Another warm-up set for you here. Now my goal this year is to join the 225 club, so we are officially at one plate on each side, so definitely making some progress. It's good to feel, grateful for it. I have to admit, getting my diet in order has made huge changes in my efficiency in the gym and being able to really press some heavier weight. So make sure you got that diet in order. If the diet is not in order, feel free to reach out to me on the Instagram. You can find the link on my page. Just DM me and we can talk some nutrition points. I believe this is one of my first big working sets here. Chest has never felt super strong to me, and I think that's mainly because my shoulders are pretty weak too. Got a really strong back. Before I had my surgery, I was hitting the weights a little bit, but a lot of the focus on any kind of heavy lifting was always done with my back, just to help strengthen and maintain my core stability. So was honestly a little scared to ever go heavy with chest or with legs. So officially going heavy on chest now. It's my first big heavy set here. Now once they start to get super heavy, I don't necessarily go all the way down. I can get a pretty good stretch without touching the bar to my chest. And then again, as long as it's controlled and a nice big squeeze up at the top. Felt that one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is a PR for me. This is the heaviest I've ever benched, so definitely grab a spotter whenever you're doing your heaviest reps on the bench press. You don't want that weight falling on you. If you're experienced and you know what to do in the event that happens, you can make adjustments as needed. But with super heavy weight, it's not really worth risking it, especially when there's people around you that can help you. Just grab a spotter. I want to say I got 4 really good reps here, and then the last 2-ish were okay. But yeah, PR. Decided to go for another round here. Now, you will notice that I fell pretty much immediately. And that's okay, because I wanted to try. And there's nothing wrong with failing, guys. There is nothing wrong with failing as long as you try and you go for it. You know what your limit is, and it's something to work towards next time you show up. So alternating the bench press with another pull movement here. So I bent over, underhanded, supinated pullback here. Now I went with the palms facing forward because I did want a little bit more activation in the biceps. We do have some arm work towards the end of this workout, but nothing wrong with getting a little bit of extra credit, guys. Have those palms facing forward. Bring them a little bit closer to your body. You can really feel those biceps start to work. With these sets, I went 12, 10, 8. Throwing plates on, guys. We're starting to feel strong. It's taken a while to get there, but again, after I had that surgery, it took me about 6 months before I was able to mentally or physically start to lift any sort of serious weight. And I think we're approaching the 2-year mark now. So 6 months of recovery with some light stretching in the back end there. Did some yoga, focus on range of motion, making sure I can get my body moving in all those different directions again, and then slowly started adding weight. And this is where we are now. So have patience and you will get there. This last set, I definitely started to feel it a little bit in my lower back, so just threw a belt on for safety. Keep the back nice and straight, supported, weight in my hips, and pull. 12, 10, 8 on these. If you're going with me in the gym, proud of you. Appreciate you showing up with me today, and get after it. Small squeezes right there on the back end, and then just drop it. Nothing wrong with going to failure, guys. I think I got a failure 3 or 4 times in this workout, and you're going to see it. There is nothing wrong with going to failure. You don't want to go to failure every time. There's actually a good bit of science out there and literature out there for you to read about counting your reps. My goal, if I'm doing 12, 10, 8, 6, 15, I have the rep count in my head, and that gives me a goal to reach to. But if we're pressing weight, my goal might be 6 to 8. I'll be happy with 8 if I can get 8, but if I get 6, I'll be happy with that too. And I know that because I'm pressing serious weight or pulling serious weight, that those minor adjustments in rep count, it's okay. Alternated this superset with a single arm lat pullback. A little bit of unilateral work today. If you've been watching some of my other videos, I like to throw in a little bit of unilateral work. Keep the body guessing. Also helps even out any imbalances. If you notice, maybe you can only do 6 reps with one arm and you're up to 8 to 10 on the other arm. Well, maybe you need to make some adjustments. A good way to make that adjustment is to start on your weaker side, bust out as many reps as you can, and then you'll know on your stronger side where to stop. Don't continue repping them out, because then you're just going to continue the imbalance. So reach your limit on one side and then move to the next side. Now I started this set doing Arnold presses, and that's basically just twisting the wrist as you go up. But because I wanted to press the weight today, I decided on these next couple reps to just do straight presses. Take the twist out of it and really focus on moving some weight around. Keeping the shoulders and the elbows nice and healthy. Keep the weight over your elbows. Physics help when you're moving serious weight, guys, so be sure to keep the weight in line with your wrist and your elbows. Nice strong presses up. Again, 12, 10, 8 here. Back to the single arm lat pullbacks. If you guys are enjoying these videos, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, the things. share. I'm down to hear it. I'm down to hear it. Alright, went real heavy on this last set, pressing 65s. Wrong with hitting a little bit of PR every single day, guys. Just press it a little bit more every single time. Nope, failure. See, told you guys, nothing wrong with showing failure. Honestly, use these videos as a journaling style technique, so I'll go back and watch and, see which weight I was using, or maybe watch my form a little bit and see some things that could be improved upon. For example, here, I feel like maybe my back could have been a little straighter, or maybe not twist quite so much. But again, this was just like a big weight day, so just trying to move some weight around. Alright guys, over to the pec deck. Just doing some fly movements, nice and slow. Big squeeze. 12, 10, 8. And again, those numbers are your goals. If you can hit 12 and feel like you've accomplished what you were supposed to accomplish in those 12 reps, great job. If you could have gotten 5 more, maybe it's time to increase the weight a little bit. If you could only get 10 and your goal was 12, that's okay. Maybe lighten the weight a little bit. Make the adjustments as you go, guys. They got all sorts of different settings and weights, things to choose from in your gym, so don't be afraid to make the necessary adjustments. Nothing should ever hurt, but if you're not reaching the range of motion that you should be reaching, for example on this pec deck, I always have to move the adjustment back just a little bit longer, or a little bit wider. The range of motion that I have in my shoulders is pretty good, which allows me to stretch it back a little bit farther and then get a nice big squeeze. Now on each of these last reps, I'm doing a nice, slow, controlled way back down. Getting towards the end of our pressing movements here, so definitely wanted to show some attention to tempo. Moving over to shoulders. Got a double arm side delt raise. Sure to start nice and light on these. Doesn't take much to get a burn, guys, especially when you're doing 12 to 15 reps. You can go a little bit higher in your rep range for shoulders, they can handle it. But if you're going a little bit lighter weight, if there's a risk of getting injured, you need to lighten the load big time. Never sling super heavy weight with shoulders, just because the burn that I'm trying to fill in each delt, whether that's the front delt, side delt, or the rear delt, it's all very specific, and it's a small muscle group, so you don't really need huge amounts of weight to be able to get it firing. Last set here. 12, 10, and 8. Started to get pretty heavy towards the end of the workout, guys. So again, nothing wrong with going a little bit lighter and feeling that burn. If you're gonna go lighter, just slow it down. Slow your reps down. Pause towards the end there. Back down, make them worth it every time. Alright, a little bit of work for the rear delts. Doing a bent over. It's almost kind of like a skier in a sense. keeping the same bend in my elbows the whole time. And just ski swinging without technically swinging those dumbbells back behind you, using all rear delt. This is one my buddy Mitchell showed me. He was trying to get his rear delts firing one day in the gym and stumbled upon this movement and was so excited that I just had to try it. Here's another view for you. You can really see those rear delts firing here. So again, bent over, nice straight back, scapula retracted. Just skiing back at about a 45-degree angle. Really feel those delts firing. I feel if the angle is more lateral, I feel it more in my trap, versus with this 45-degree angle, definitely feel it more in the delts. Last set here, decided to go pretty heavy. Delts were feeling good. Last two. One more. Squeeze. Oh, went for it. Okay. One more big squeeze and then back down. Nothing wrong with throwing an extra one in there if you got it, guys. All right, finishing off, got a couple of supersets for arms. Got to do a push down for the old triceps here. Being sure to only move the elbow, not allowing the shoulder to take over. Honestly, at this point in the workout, guys, it should be pretty easy to not allow your shoulder to take over. Mine were dead at this point. If you've made it so far, good job. Just a few more rounds left. Again, 12, 10, 8 on this first superset. Knocking out all tries and then all buys. Really pushing the weight on these last couple sets, guys. Don't be afraid to go heavy if you can. That's how we build. That's how we grow. If you want to grow some muscle, you gotta move some weight. All right, for the biceps, I wanted to do a hammer movement. And the rope here was already attached to the machine, so I decided to just grab it and go for it, which was a huge mistake because for some reason this was pinching the webbing on the inside of my thumb, something awful, and it was really distracting me from being able to activate my biceps properly. So again, if something isn't working in your favor, or if it's stopping you from being able to use the equipment the way that you're supposed to, change it. Just change it. Grab the easy bar, or the easy curl bar, attachment, up the weight, and this was much, much better. Again, just repping out 12, 10, 8 if you can. Pushing it on the weight. So those last couple reps, you should be feeling it. If you're not feeling it, you need to up the weight. Last 2 to 3 reps should be very difficult. All right, last set here. A little breather, back into it. Nice and slow back down. All right, guys. Last couple exercises here. We got some burnouts for the arms. Start with the tricep push down. Really finishing off everything that's left in those arms. could have gone just a little bit harder. You know, I don't know, maybe that's motivating for the next day for some people, but for me, you know, if I leave and I felt like I had another 3 or 4 sets in me, well, I didn't work hard enough. I didn't do what I should have done. And that is put in the amount of work that is required to get that pump, to get that growth, and to get that stimulation that we're looking for. These last 2 sets, I just went to failure. Just loaded up weight and pushed as hard as I could. This is my 3rd or 4th fail of the day. Nothing wrong with it. Last set for buys. Like this video, again, please subscribe, like it, do all the things. And if you live around the Gastonia area and ever want to get a lift in, again, I'm a high tone, so reach out, shoot me a DM, and we'll get a lift in. I do a HIIT routine every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Feel like getting a sweat in, come by and join me. And we start off a little warm up, and we hit some abs, and a 20-minute HIIT routine, cool down with some stretching, and we're out of there. Back to business here. Last set on the biceps. Really just tried to pull as hard as I could, keeping the weight in the biceps, not allowing anything else to take over. Nice and slow back down. Being careful not to overextend my elbows. Couple partials right there at the end. Slow, slow, slow. And that's it, guys. Done for the day. See you in the next one.